Hello, world. This is America's Supermom, and this is a special edition that I call the Corona Chronicles. During this time, we are suffering from a pandemic that is affecting everyone across the world. We are joined with the rules and regulations of being shelter in place, which means we are limited with the ability to go about our daily business, confined to our homes based on a coronavirus that has been sweeping the entire world. For some people, the effects could be mild. For others, it can be fatal. So we are coming together as a community, as a family during this time of difficulty to share what it is like in our part of the world, how we are affected, and the things that we have in common, what kind of problems that are taking place in our industries and in our relationships and finances, and coming together so that we can plan for a better tomorrow. As this epidemic or pandemic crosses the world, we are waiting for relief. We're waiting for the virus to die off and for us to go back to some state of normalcy, whatever that may be, after things kind of settle down. So, what is that going to look like once the dust settles? How are things going to be different? So, as we go through this process, we're coming together as a world to create ideas, strategies, connect in ways that we have never connected before. So, that is the purpose of the special podcast that I call the Corona Chronicles, so that we can get some insight and have empathy and compassion on one another, create new innovative ideas that can not only improve our life, but our fellow brothers and sisters across the world. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. I have a special guest, Terry Nichols. Really excited to have him kind of give us some insight on where he is with this crisis that we're in the middle of. Different things that he could share with us today to help us to continue to move forward. For we know that this is a challenging time, not only for businesses, but families, and just not only in our neck of the woods, but across the world. So at this time, I want to introduce Terry Nichols, and I want you to share a little bit about yourself, Terry.
Well, thank you, Lachelle.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my name is Terry Earthwind Nichols.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chairman of Evolutionary Healer LLC. We are a global performance transformation company.
Mm-hmm.
That means we're on 5 continents, 13 countries. We do business in 7 languages. So we're out there, just about 2/3 of the world, I'd say. And that's kind of fun. And I'm a retired sailor man, 20 years in the Navy, had a great time and moved on from there. And right now I run 4 different divisions of a kind of an umbrella organization. And it's a lot of fun. And a big part of that is helping small businesses, not only coaching and mentoring and helping them in that way. We also help them with marketing ideas, market strategy, how to set a vision for the company and for its employees. So it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I noticed that you had a post the other day about this is just kind of a side note, but just one of the things that are important about this digital online marketing that's kind of got us into the space. But there's going to be somebody delivering groceries to you and your wife. They commented on how pleasant you are every time they interact with you. So I just wanted to take a few moments to highlight that and say, well done.
Oh, that's so nice. If you can be anything, be kind. It'll come back to you. You know,
Absolutely.
just because somebody's kind doesn't mean they're foolish or gullible. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
and that was a nice surprise, Lachelle. Thank you.
You are so welcome. So great course of business that you're in right now, because a lot of people are being kind of disrupted, so to speak, with whatever industry they're in. So, they're used to having that face to face contact. Now they're digitally or virtually, doing the same thing. So, what tips would you offer to somebody right now who is kind of trying to navigate through this transition?
Well, the key thing is getting in front of a camera on your computer, your laptop, or even your cell phone for that matter, is no different than talking
Mhm.
to the person themselves. When I
Okay.
reach out to people, I really want them to hop on a Zoom with me. That's where we do business for the most part because we're international.
Mhm.
And,
Mhm.
it is somewhere, some time ago, somebody made a statement to a person that says, well, get in the camera. It won't get in front of the camera, get your picture taken. It won't be that bad. Well, that set up a
Mm.
thought process in that person or a pattern that
Mhm.
every time they get in front of a camera, it's not going to be that bad. But guess what? They remember every time is when grandma took that picture of me when I was 6 years old and my hair was terrible. I was dirty and scroungy. I am still embarrassed about that. That is a
Right.
stigma then. It's not just a pattern.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
getting in front of a camera, you leave the camera. What you're putting into your mind is the face of the person that you're talking to. If at all possible, bring them up on your screen
Mm.
so you can identify
Mm.
with the person that you're talking to. That way, you don't have this thought of talking into the netherlands because that's
Mm.
really not what you're doing. You know, it's look
Mhm.
at Lachelle and
Mhm.
I. We're two different parts of the United States. I started my day off early
Mhm.
this morning talking to Moscow, and
Mhm.
then London, now Central United States, and before
Mhm.
the day's over, I think we're talking to India. So it you
Mm.
know, and each of these conversations are personal conversations. We're
Mhm.
each human beings, and um,
Mhm.
I'm a big hugger, so this is a change for me. But
Mhm.
I got to tell you, folks, starting about March 15th, 2020, our world changed, and it changed
Mhm.
permanently. And so
Mhm.
now I help companies, international companies for the most part, but I help companies get a new vision of what that's going to look like with more
Mhm.
emphasis on employee protection. Because when you get everybody back in the
Mm.
building, you really want to be
Mhm.
taking care of them. And some of them are not coming back. Okay. For one reason
Right.
or another, they're
Right.
not coming back because
Mhm.
one big reason, other than the pandemic, one big reason is
Mhm.
smart people, smart executives are out there looking for high talent to bring in when they get ready to go. And on top of that, they're willing to invest
Mm.
in them, in hiring them and having them sit at home on salary to make sure they do
Mhm.
come to work for them. So it's a different
Mhm.
world out there. And um, I had a conversation with some hospitality folks the other day where,
Mhm.
this is the time where you get Zoom meetings with different stakeholders in a city and start talking about new ways of booking in conferences, booking rooms,
Mm.
getting a consortium of people. That's one of our divisions, a consortium. Getting a
Mhm.
consortium
Mhm.
of people to buy in and become partners in a very low or very high discount set of programs so that they can fill quickly and get people back to work. Okay, it's not just
Mm.
hourly employees in the building. We're talking about hospitality
Mhm.
workers who don't have jobs for the next unforeseeable future. Okay, some big
Right.
businesses. Mark Cuban runs the arena there where the Dallas Mavericks is. They're covering
Mhm.
their arena people's wages for the next months, at least through the end of the year, to make
Mhm.
sure these people can live. And they're going to start
Mhm.
encouraging them to do community projects to help other people while this is all going on. This is a shift.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real shift in the way we think and the way we're going to go forward in the future. And it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
more person-centered than it is revenue and profits.
I love that. Now, so I'm intrigued by this consortium. So, with the hospitality, are you saying something like virtual staffing or something, or some kind of training that is done virtually through hospitality places?
Well, that could be a part of it. Sure. What I'm saying is
Mm-hmm.
preparing for when the blockade lifts, going to work, and
Mm-hmm.
how between now
Mm-hmm.
and that point in time, okay, set up a hierarchy
Mm-hmm.
of reservations with different people. A world uh,
Mm.
renowned leadership coach and speaker is a close friend of mine, and
Mm-hmm.
he's being paid his usual live performance payment fee
Mm-hmm.
for doing a live stream for 2 or 3 thousand people.
Mm.
So it's out there.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be okay. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to be. You get to be thinking about what used to work no longer exists. We're now stepping forward
Mm-hmm.
into a new world and a new paradigm. And the consortium thought process, a consortium is a group of people getting together for a common purpose. It's not what the coaching world would
Mm-hmm.
call a joint venture. A joint venture is one or two,
Mm-hmm.
three, five people getting together, sell a product or event, split the profits, and run away. A consortium is an
Right.
ongoing connection. It's almost a mini company by itself. And it's springtime outside. I hope that'll go away reasonably quick. So
Mm-hmm.
those are some of the things that we deal with in the past. You know, they didn't exist. Going forward, they are
Mm-hmm.
not only exist, they are a part of our lives.
Yeah, I love that. I love that whole thing about being proactive instead of
It,
reactive. So you have people who, they just don't, you said they have to have a new vision. So let's kind of talk about somebody who does need to have that
uh-huh.
new vision. What type of advice would you give them to kind of transition to like a growth mindset? Because that could be a challenge right
Right,
now.
right. Well, we have on my website, evolutionaryhealer.com, if you were to go to the coaching page, you'll see a sub
Mhm.
menu item there called Vision Strategy. What that is a
Mhm.
free PDF, no opt in. You can just go there and click on it, and it's
Mhm.
yours. And so it's a
Mhm.
PDF, it's also printable. It is a vision strategy
Mm.
roadmap. What that is you set a vision for yourself and or your company out in the future without
Mhm.
timetables or dollar values
Mhm.
or goals assigned to it. Okay, it's a vision to achieve.
Mhm.
From that, you work
Mhm.
backwards to today's date, put in some stops in the road to that vision, to achieving that vision along the way. It's like going to grandma's house. You're going to have to stop and let the kids take a potty break, get some gas, got to stop to
Mm.
eat, those kinds of things. So what happens
Mhm.
if you got to
Mhm.
stop because of a flat tire? You didn't miss the year's goal. The vision is still there.
Mhm.
Nothing's changed. You make that correction. You
Mm.
celebrate that you were able to make that uh, correction because we all like to celebrate, right?
Mhm.
Just think back, Lachelle, last
Mhm.
time you really achieved something special in your life, how great that felt. And then take it to the next
Yes.
level, how great it feels when somebody acknowledges your achievement. So the vision strategy roadmap is
Mhm.
based on not only making achievements for yourself and celebrating them, but in some instances, like a company, that achievement can be recognized by, say, the president of the company or something. So the vision strategy roadmap, again, that's on
Mm.
evolutionaryhealer.com under the coaching tab,
Mhm.
is a great free product
Mhm.
to launch yourself into the coming days while you have the time to sit around and do it. Okay, and a lot of us are not sitting around our
Mhm.
homes. We have children at home now, and we have online jobs. These people that work out of their homes who have school children. The school children are home now. Now they've got to deal with that. and still be able to be on Zoom and do everything else that the workday does. So there's a lot of things that have changed, and the vision, setting a vision out there is something that you can put into your mind's eye, or even print it and put it on the wall above your computer. Every time you come to your computer to turn it on, there it is. I'm going there. Okay, it does a lot for your personal morale.
I love that. And, I like that whole thing about printing it, putting it around you, because you have to kind of create that environment. So if somebody, you mentioned the coaching, if somebody is looking for a coach, first, tell everybody what is the purpose of a coach, because we hear this term a lot, and, some people think, oh, I can just do it myself. I don't need to pay this person. Can you shed some light on how it's not, it's an investment, and what actually a coach is designed to
A
do?
coach is a little farther down the road than you are. Okay, their needs are black and blue, and they've made a lot of mistakes and learned from them and move forward. And now what they're basically, a good coach is going to do is reach back with their hand and take your hand and help you get there. Okay. Their job, some days they're mom and dad, some days they're your best friend, and some days they are your reality. Okay. And that's what a good coach does, because yes, they get paid, and some of them get paid very, very well because they are really good, and they can take you to places that you haven't really figured out yet. The key is, do you like them, and do you or can you respect them? Because know, like, and trust is everything. If I know somebody, and I like them, then I'm probably going to trust them, at least for a while, until they prove me otherwise. The key is, is finding somebody that you can relate to, who is a specialist in what you're looking to do. If it's moving your company forward, probably want to have somebody who has experience in your industry. If it's starting your company out, almost any coach can help you with that, because coaching world, we all know how to do startups, okay, and get you going. And if you're going into business, well, if you're just an adult, you should always have a coach mentor for yourself. Okay, somebody to bounce off of, who can give you feedback for who you are and where you're going, not what they want from you and what they demand of you. Mom and dads kind of have a problem with that barrier some days, but a good coach wants you to succeed, and they want you to succeed on your terms, not theirs. Okay, that's powerful to find a coach like that. Okay. And they spend a lot of time getting trained on the latest techniques and ideas, software applications and stuff. So there's a lot to do with that. Now, what's the difference between a coach and a mentor? Mentor is there to bounce ideas off of, and give you clarity, and saying, that's a great idea, or saying, maybe you want to think about that one a little bit more. Okay. A coach is going to say, I like that, but here's what I want you to do. There's a difference. Okay. If I was to tell you anything, always have a mentor. Always. A mentor can help you with coaching situations sometimes. But if you're in business, you should have a coach. I know people who make many millions of dollars a year doing what they do, and they're the best in the world, and they all have coaches, and they all have mentors. So, that's up to you to make that decision.
I love that. Now, so what good books would you recommend? We've got a lot of time on our hands when it comes to being able to read, or audio books, or podcasts. What would you suggest somebody be listening to right about now?
Well, there's depending on your business, there's thousands of books, I would say right now, two good books is by the same guy. Psychiatrist Mark Goulston has a book called Talking to Crazy. Incredibly good book. Talking to Crazy.
Mm.
We're all a little bit
Mhm.
crazy, but
Mhm.
he gives you some insights on how
Mhm.
to talk to people who you're going to have a tough time communicating with. Another book he has is Just Listen. That's
Mm.
a biggie. Okay, doesn't matter if
Mhm.
you're
Mhm.
um, listening to a podcast or you're listening to your spouse or your best friend or for that matter one of your children. Just listen, and there's some great insights there.
Mhm.
Now, for those of you who are in
Mhm.
business or going into business or are already in sales, my book, Profiling for Profit What Crossed Arms Don't Tell You, is an excellent read. And here's why that one's good. It tells
Mm.
you how to
Mhm.
observe unconscious movements of the body muscles, how the head tilts and stuff like that as you're talking to them. See, now
Mm.
Zoom and those kinds of things come into play. And what that means.
Mhm.
It's not a tool. It can be
Mhm.
used for closing a sale, but it's more for, is your message getting across and are they receiving it? That's important. Okay. And it's got some
Mm.
funny little
Mhm.
stories in it and some illustrations on networking and how to listen to somebody on a phone when you can't watch them to indicate what they're doing. So there's a lot of things. How to
Mm.
read an email to know if the person is really responding to you or are they in automatic mode or they just don't care and that this is a must respond email. You can tell all those kinds of things by the way it's written. So the book goes over that. That's it. It's
Mm.
Lachelle, we're here in America and Amazon.com is where I published it. Amazon Italy is my number one seller for that book. Italians get it. They like to look at each
Mm.
other.
Wow.
Yes.
Mhm.
That was a big
That's
surprise when I was
awesome.
doing
That's
the
awesome.
analytics the other day.
Mhm. Wow. Okay. So, this has just been a great, very insightful conversation. Great tips that you have shared with us and your wisdom and insight. I love the whole thing of just being proactive, moving forward and having strategies to continue to move forward in spite of this crisis that we're in. So, what is the best way for
Well,
people to get a hold of you?
evolutionaryhealer.com. We'll find out everything. What I tell
Mm-hmm.
people to do, because a lot of people, they want to know about me. So my name is Terry Nichols.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably 20,000 of us in North America. However,
Mm-hmm.
I'm Chickamauga Cherokee. So
Mm-hmm.
Terry Earthwind Nichols, there's only one. You do a Google Bing search,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. You'll get me and only
Mhm.
me. All my videos, channels, websites, everything about me. So Terry Earthwind Nichols, even on
Mhm.
Amazon, if you do that, the author, and
Mm.
you'll find me very quickly, and it's very cool.
Mhm. Awesome. So what are some parting words of advice
If I
that
could
you would
share
share with
anything,
everybody?
what I started out with, if you can be anything, be kind, smile at people, acknowledge each other as
Mm.
human beings. We're all in this together,
Mhm.
and that's what it's going to take to move
Mhm.
forward. That's the world we're going into. And some of us don't like it because it's
Mhm.
uncomfortable. That's okay to be uncomfortable. And
Mhm.
um, if you're in business, do a lot of research on other companies that are in your business and take a look at their websites and different things.
Mm.
And come to recordings like this. Anchors puts out some cool recordings. Lachelle's show on here on Anchor is
Mhm.
fabulous, and those are some really great places.
Mhm.
Podcasts that address um, subjects that you're
Mhm.
looking for you personally and or your company. So those would be the big.
Mhm. 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 I love that. Great, great words. Well, I am so glad that we were able to collaborate on this, and I look forward to many different projects with you
I do too.
during this
You're a
year.
lot of
Okay.
fun. You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
Well, you
you.
have a wonderful afternoon. Okay.
Bye.
What a great interview with Terry. I just love his final message is to be kind and smile. We have to remember to be kind during times like this because we all have a lot of nerves and being on edge with the uncertainty. But at the end of the day, we are all human, sharing the same space. So we should just be kind. So I want to thank him for this wonderful interview. Great nuggets. I just would um, end it with being kind because I thought that was so appropriate. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please feel free to email me at info@LachelleAtkins.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, and I have my own YouTube channel. So I want to thank you all for listening. Please feel free to share these podcasts with other people because that's what they're for. This is me collaborating with people all over the world with different businesses, and we are all coming together with our time, making this gift for everybody to take part in during this time of chaos. We're trying to keep ourselves centered. We're trying to share the knowledge and resources that we have in an effort to keep moving forward. I regularly have this saying that I'm going to keep moving even if I have to crawl. So some of us may be crawling right now. Some of us may be walking with a limp. Some of us might be in a wheelchair. Um, and these could be literally or figuratively. You know, we feel like we are um, kind of stuck, not moving forward, not able to go anywhere like someone in a wheelchair unless someone is actually pushing us, So this is the thing that we have to remember is that we don't want to leave anybody behind because we are embarking on a new world that doesn't look like the one that we are used to. And what is it going to look like? We don't know. But it's important to come together, share your insight, because we all can be a part of that rebuilding process for what that world is going to look like. Maybe you feel a certain thing should be important as you are taking this time to reflect in your own life. You're thinking some of these things are non negotiable. So you want to be able to implement them in the new world. Don't be silent. Use your voice to speak up and to share your truth so that it can have the life that it needs by being able to connect with others who feel the same way. So, again, I want to thank you all for listening. Please reach out if you would like to be on the show and share this. It doesn't cost anything to share a word that resonates with you in the lives of others. Thank you again for listening. Have a great day.